Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when people will hurt us deeply, unfairly, sometimes even maliciously. And in those moments, it's easy to feel justified in wanting to get even, to seek revenge, to show them the pain they caused you. But today I want to tell you that the best response to hurt is not retaliation, it's transformation. When someone hurts us, whether it's a betrayal, a harsh word, or an unjust action, our natural instinct is often to hold on to that hurt. We replay the events over and over and over in our minds, wishing we could change what happened or imagining the ways we could have responded differently. But the truth is, holding on to hurt only keeps you tethered to the past, preventing you from fully experiencing the peace and joy that life has to offer. The problem with holding on to hurt is that it starts to shape the way we see the world. It clouds our perspective, making us more suspicious, more defensive, and more fearful. We begin to anticipate betrayal or disappointment in future relationships, even if it's not warranted. In a sense, we carry the weight of that hurt with us wherever we go, and it becomes part of our identity. The people who hurt us have already moved on, but we are still stuck in the moment of pain. Letting go means choosing not to let that moment define us any longer. Letting go is not easy. It's not about pretending the hurt didn't happen or pretending it doesn't matter. It's not about ignoring the injustice or the wrong that was done. Letting go is about freeing yourself from the emotional and mental prison that hurt creates. When we hold on to resentment, bitterness, or anger, we become enslaved to those feelings. We think we are punishing the other person, but in reality, we are punishing ourselves. It's like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Forgiveness and letting go of the hurt is not about excusing the wrong. It's about releasing yourself from the negative impact it has on your life. One of the most powerful truths I've learned is that letting go is a choice, not a feeling. There will be moments when you won't feel like letting go. You might not feel like forgiving, but letting go is a decision you make, even when your emotions don't match up with the choice you want to make. It's not about denying the hurt, it's about choosing to move forward in spite of it. When we decide to let go, we are saying to ourselves and to the world, I will not allow this offense to control my future. I will not let it take away my peace, my joy, or my sense of purpose. And in that moment, something beautiful happens. We begin to take back control of our lives. We stop being prisoners of the past and start to reclaim our freedom. Letting go opens up the space in our hearts for healing to begin, for growth to take root, and for new opportunities to unfold. By choosing to let go, we are also choosing hope, hope for something better, hope for a brighter future, and hope that we are not defined by the wrongs others have done to us. In fact, letting go creates the space for new, better things to come into our lives. It clears away the emotional clutter that weighs us down and makes room for peace, for joy, and for the love that we deserve. Letting go doesn't mean you forget what happened. It doesn't mean you give up your right to feel hurt or disappointed. It simply means you choose not to let those feelings control you any longer. You decide that you are worth more than carrying that burden. Letting go allows you to live with a heart that is open to healing and a mind that is free from the chains of bitterness and anger. When you've been hurt, forgiveness may feel like an impossible ask. In our culture, we are often taught that forgiveness is about letting someone off the hook, about excusing their behavior or pretending that what happened doesn't matter. But true forgiveness is far from that. Forgiveness is not about the other person, it's about you. The most powerful thing you can do when you've been wronged is to forgive. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door to your freedom. Because when you refuse to forgive, you are allowing the offense to control you. Holding on to unforgiveness is like holding a grudge. It's a weight that pulls you down, making it harder for you to live a light, free, and joy-filled life. Forgiveness doesn't mean you forget what happened. It doesn't mean you tolerate the wrong or condone the behavior. Forgiveness means you choose to release the person from the debt they owe you, the debt of making things right, of bringing back your lost trust, of undoing the hurt they caused. When you forgive, you are choosing to stop letting that offense have power over your emotions, your thoughts, and your future. You are refusing to allow someone else's wrong to continue to haunt you. Forgiveness is freedom. Forgiveness doesn't change the past, but it does change how the past affects you today. When you forgive, you stop carrying that hurt with you everywhere you go. You stop allowing it to influence your choices, your relationships, and your view of the world. The person who hurt you has already moved on with their life. Why let their actions continue to control your future? Forgiveness is an act of strength, not weakness. Many people think that forgiveness means you're somehow giving up or letting someone off the hook for their actions. But the truth is, forgiving someone takes a great deal of strength and courage. It means rising above the urge for revenge or bitterness and deciding to take control of your own emotional and spiritual health. When you forgive, you are saying, I refuse to let this hurt define me any longer. You are choosing peace over pain, freedom over bitterness. You are choosing to live life without carrying the emotional baggage of past wrongs. There is also something powerful that happens within us when we forgive. Forgiveness opens our hearts and allows healing to take place. Often when we hold on to anger or resentment, we close off parts of ourselves. We build walls around our hearts to protect ourselves from getting hurt again. But those walls also keep us from experiencing love, joy, and connection with others. When we forgive, we break down those walls and we open ourselves up to receive healing and restoration. Forgiveness doesn't just heal our relationship with the person who hurt us, it heals us too. Forgiveness also brings peace. It's like a heavy burden lifting off your shoulders. The weight of anger, resentment, and bitterness makes it hard to find peace in our lives. Every time we think about when life hurts us, when people wrong us, it's easy to fall into the trap of responding from a place of pain, anger, or vengeance. But we are not called to live from that place. You are called to something higher, something greater than simply reacting to the wrongs others have done to you. Your life is about more than settling scores or getting even. It's about fulfilling the unique purpose you were created for. Each of us is here for a reason, with a higher calling that transcends the struggles and offenses of everyday life. When you respond to hurt with grace, when you rise above bitterness and revenge, you are stepping into your higher purpose. You are demonstrating to the world who you are meant to be, not a victim of circumstance, but a person who refuses to be defined by the actions of others. In moments of pain, it can be tempting to lower yourself to the level of the person who hurt you, to retaliate, to speak harshly, or to act out of revenge. But doing so not only keeps you stuck in the pain, it also pulls you away from your true self. Your higher calling is about embracing who you really are, someone who reflects kindness, compassion, and strength, regardless of how others behave. You are not just reacting to life's challenges, you are responding with intentionality, choosing to reflect the values and virtues that are deep within you. Remember, your calling isn't about winning every battle or getting justice on your own terms. It's about how you carry yourself through the storm. Your higher calling is rooted in integrity and wisdom. It's rooted in the belief that your life is not just a series of random events, but a journey of growth, learning, and transformation. When you embrace that higher calling, you begin to see that every experience, even the painful one, serves a purpose. The hurt, the injustice, the wrongs, all of it can be part of your growth. It can refine you, shape you, and prepare you for something greater. The moment you choose to rise above the urge to retaliate, to rise above the natural inclination to hurt back, you become a living testimony to something bigger than yourself. Your actions reflect a higher standard, a standard of love, forgiveness, and grace. You stop engaging in petty conflict and start focusing on what truly matters: your growth, your character, and your ability to contribute positively to the world around you. In your higher calling, you are not bound by the actions of others. Your identity is not determined by how people treat you. Your identity is anchored in who you are at your core, in your values, in your character, and in the person you are becoming. Choosing to forgive and let go of the need for revenge allows you to stay true to your higher calling. It frees you to move forward with a clear sense of purpose, no longer shackled by resentment or negativity. Furthermore, embracing your higher calling means embracing the idea that you are a part of something much bigger than your individual circumstances. You are part of a greater tapestry, a story that is unfolding with meaning and intention. When you align yourself with that greater purpose, the small offenses and hurts from others no longer have the power to derail you. You begin to see the bigger picture, your role in it, and the impact you are meant to make, not only in your own life, but in the lives of others. Choosing to rise above hurt, to act with integrity and grace, even when it's hard, keeps you connected to that higher calling. And when you stay focused on fulfilling that purpose, you realize that revenge, anger, and resentment only hold you back from becoming the best version of yourself. The life you are meant to lead is not one dictated by the offenses of others, but by your own choices, your own strength, and your own higher purpose. Pain is an inevitable part of life. It can come from a variety of sources: loss, betrayal, disappointment, or any number of injustices we face. At its core, pain is uncomfortable, unsettling, and difficult to deal with. But what if I told you that pain doesn't have to be something that defeats you? What if pain could be transformed into something powerful, something that propels you forward? When life hurts, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that this pain will define us, that it will limit our potential. But here's the truth: pain doesn't have to define you, it can refine you. It can be the very thing that sharpens your character, builds your resilience, and strengthens your resolve. Every time we face pain, we are given a choice. We can either let it break us or let it build us. The way we respond to pain determines whether we stay stuck in it or use it as fuel for personal growth. Pain has the power to refine us if we allow it. Think about it. Some of the most successful, most resilient people have gone through tremendous hardship, but it's how they handled their pain that set them apart. Rather than allowing their pain to limit their progress, they used it as a stepping stone to greatness. This is a choice. We all have the choice to let pain deepen us rather than diminish us. When we face adversity, we often learn lessons we wouldn't have learned otherwise. We discover strengths we didn't know we had, and we develop qualities like empathy, patience, and gratitude. When you decide to transform pain into power, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance. You begin to see yourself as a warrior, someone who has the strength to rise above the challenges life throws at you. Pain doesn't diminish your worth, it amplifies your ability to overcome. It reminds you that you are capable of surviving and thriving in difficult circumstances. Each painful experience you go through gives you an opportunity to build your emotional and spiritual muscles. It's in the darkest moments that our inner strength is often revealed. The key to transforming pain into power lies in our mindset. How you perceive your pain is crucial. If you see it as something that will defeat you, then it will. But if you view it as an opportunity to grow and become stronger, you will find that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. Pain, when approached with the right mindset, can be a powerful teacher. It forces us to evaluate what truly matters, what we are made of, and how much we are willing to endure. In this process, we often discover purpose. Pain often leads to breakthroughs. It's through struggle that we uncover a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Additionally, transforming pain into power isn't just about personal strength. It's about finding purpose in your pain. So many of the world's most inspiring stories of triumph and success come from people who were able to take their pain and use it to help others. It's when we look beyond our own suffering and use our experiences to lift up others that we truly tap into the full potential of our pain. What you've gone through, your trials, your hurts, your disappointments, can be a beacon of hope for someone else going through something similar. Your pain becomes not just a tool for personal growth, but a resource for impacting the world around you. Transforming pain into power is also about developing emotional resilience. Life isn't always easy, and we don't get to choose all the challenges we face. But we do get to choose how we respond to those challenges. Resilience doesn't mean never feeling pain. It means choosing not to be consumed by it. It means bouncing back from hardship with a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that what you've gone through doesn't define you, but rather shapes you into someone stronger and more capable. Resilience is the belief that pain is temporary, but the lessons we learn from it can last a lifetime. When you take your pain and turn it into power, you take control of your story. You no longer allow circumstances to dictate your worth, your future, or your emotional state. You are not a victim, you are a survivor, a fighter, a person who can navigate the storms of life and emerge victorious. Every time you choose to respond to pain with grace, resilience, and strength, you reaffirm your power to shape your own narrative. One of the hardest things to do when we've been wronged is to wait. When we've been hurt, we want justice now. We want to see things made right immediately, whether that's through an apology, a consequence, or some form of restitution. It's natural to feel that way. Our hearts cry out for fairness. But here's the truth: God's timing and justice are often very different from our own, and learning to trust in them is a crucial part of the healing process. We live in a world that often values instant gratification. We want things to happen on our timetable, and when they don't, frustration sets in. But God operates on a much larger, longer scale. His view of justice is not limited to the here and now, it stretches into eternity. The reality is, not every wrong can be righted immediately. Not every person will face consequences right away, and that can feel unfair. But when we trust in God's timing, we recognize that He sees what we cannot see, and He is always at work behind the scenes. Trusting in God's justice means acknowledging that there is a higher divine order at play. While it's tempting to take matters into our own hands and seek revenge or act on our anger, doing so often leads to further chaos and hurt. God's justice is perfect and impartial. It's not swayed by our emotions or by what we think is deserved. And ultimately, it's the only kind of justice that brings true peace and healing. When we let go of our need to control the situation, we open ourselves up to the possibility of a better outcome than we could have orchestrated ourselves. Part of trusting God's timing is surrendering our desire for immediate resolution. We live in a fast-paced world, but God's plans often unfold slowly, like seeds growing into trees over time. Sometimes we don't see the full picture. We may not understand why certain things happen or why it feels like someone is getting away with wrong behavior, but we have to trust that nothing escapes God's notice, and He will bring justice when the time is right. In the meantime, we are called to stay faithful and patient. Our role isn't to punish or control the situation, it's to continue to walk in integrity and allow God to work on our behalf. When we trust in God's justice, we also recognize that forgiveness is part of the process. Forgiving doesn't mean we condone the wrong, nor does it mean we don't desire justice. It means that we leave room for God to handle the situation rather than taking it upon ourselves. Forgiveness clears the path for God's justice to unfold naturally, and it gives us the freedom to focus on our own growth, healing, and peace rather than remaining obsessed with someone else's actions. Forgiveness is a powerful way of saying, I trust God will take care of this. Another aspect of trusting God's timing and justice is realizing that sometimes justice isn't about what happens to the person who wronged you, but what happens to you in the process. When you leave it in God's hands, you free yourself from the burden of carrying that hurt. Holding on to anger and resentment is like dragging around a heavy load. It weighs you down and makes it harder for you to move forward. But when you trust in God's justice, you release that burden. You trust that He will make things right in His time, even if it doesn't look like what you expected. Your peace doesn't depend on the other person's actions. It depends on your trust in God's sovereignty. Finally, God's justice is rooted in love, mercy, and grace. His sense of fairness is not just about consequences for wrongdoing. It's also about restoration. God desires to heal hearts, restore relationships, and make things whole again. His justice doesn't just punish, it transforms. When we trust in God's timing, we open ourselves up to the possibility that He is not only working on the other person, but also working on us. He's shaping our hearts, teaching us patience, humility, and the power of forgiveness. True justice in God's eyes is not simply about retribution, it's about redemption and reconciliation. In life, it's inevitable that we will encounter negative people, difficult situations, and challenging circumstances. The question is, how will we respond? The energy we choose to engage with determines the kind of atmosphere we create for ourselves and those around us. When we choose to rise above negative energy, we are making a conscious decision to control the environment in which we live, regardless of the negativity swirling around us. Negative energy is contagious, but so is positive energy. The moment we engage with negativity, whether it's through gossip, retaliation, or reacting emotionally to someone's rude behavior, we invite that same negative energy into our hearts and minds. We may think we are fighting back or standing up for ourselves, but in reality, we are just perpetuating the cycle. The more we engage with negative energy, the more it draws us in, leaving us drained, bitter, and frustrated. This is why it's so important to rise above. When you choose to rise above negativity, you stop the cycle. You refuse to let the environment dictate your mood or your actions. Instead, you create a positive space for yourself, one that is free from the toxicity of others. Rising above doesn't mean ignoring the negativity or pretending it isn't there. It means not allowing it to control you. It means choosing how you respond no matter what happens around you. For instance, when someone insults you, you have a choice. You can choose to engage with their negativity and retaliate, or you can choose to maintain your peace, respond with dignity, and let their words slide off you like water off a duck's back. Your emotional and mental well-being should not be dependent on other people's behavior. When you rise above, you reclaim your power to control how you react and what you allow into your heart. Rising above negative energy also involves changing your internal narrative. Often the most negative energy we face comes not from others, but from within ourselves. Our own fears, doubts, and insecurities can create a constant stream of negativity that can hold us back from living fully. When we choose to rise above, we choose to change the way we think. We begin to focus on the good, on the possibilities, and on the opportunities that exist rather than on the obstacles or the reasons why things won't work out. By shifting our mindset, we stop seeing ourselves as victims and start seeing ourselves as creators of our own lives, our own peace, and our own future. Rising above negative energy means refusing to let outside forces dictate your internal state. Life is full of ups and downs, but no matter what happens, you have the ability to maintain your inner peace. It's about staying grounded in your values, your purpose, and your sense of self. The world may try to push you down, but you have the choice to rise above it. This doesn't mean being indifferent to what happens around you. It means refusing to be emotionally and mentally affected by it. You have the power to choose what you let into your heart and mind. When you rise above negativity, you protect your emotional space and guard it against anything that might undermine your peace. One of the most powerful aspects of rising above negativity is the example it sets for others. When you remain calm, kind, and composed in the face of negativity, you are showing those around you that it's possible to maintain your integrity regardless of the circumstances. Your response to negative energy becomes a powerful testimony of your character. People are watching whether you realize it or not. They are looking to see how you will respond when life gets tough. When you rise above, you not only create a peaceful environment for yourself, but also become an example for others to follow. Your positive energy becomes contagious, and just as negativity spreads, so does positivity. By choosing to rise above, you help shift the collective energy of the space you occupy. Additionally, rising above negative energy also means choosing to respond with kindness and understanding rather than with anger or retaliation. It's easy to respond to hostility with hostility, but when you choose to respond with compassion, you take the power away from the negative energy. Instead of feeding into the cycle of negativity, you redirect the energy towards something more constructive. When someone is rude or harsh with you, responding with patience or even with a simple act of kindness can diffuse a tense situation. By doing so, you don't just rise above the negativity, you transcend it, turning the situation into a moment of opportunity for healing or understanding. Rising above is not just about protecting your peace, it's about cultivating it and sharing it with the world. By refusing to engage with negativity, you create a ripple effect that can spread far beyond your immediate environment. In the face of criticism, harsh words, or difficult people, your choice to stay calm, positive, and composed can inspire others to do the same. You may never know the full impact of your actions, but when you rise above, you have the potential to transform the energy around you, changing the atmosphere from one of conflict to one of peace. In today's world, peace can sometimes feel like a rare commodity. We live in a fast-paced, high-stress environment where demands are constant, relationships are often strained, and the noise of the world can easily overwhelm us. In the midst of this, one of the most valuable things you can do for yourself is to actively protect your peace. Peace is not just the absence of conflict, it's a state of mind, a centeredness of heart that allows you to navigate life's challenges with calmness and clarity. And you must protect it at all costs. One of the first steps in protecting your peace is setting boundaries. Boundaries are essential for maintaining emotional health and peace of mind. They help you to determine where you end and others begin, preventing you from absorbing the negative energy or emotional burden of people around you. It's easy to fall into the trap of saying yes to every request or trying to please everyone, but doing so compromises your ability to keep your peace. Boundaries teach people how to treat you, and they protect you from emotional burnout. Whether it's limiting time with toxic people, saying no to commitments that don't align with your priorities, or stepping back from stressful situations, boundaries are your way of creating a space for peace to flourish. Another important aspect of protecting your peace is guarding your thoughts and emotions. We live in a world that bombards us with information, opinions, and negativity. Whether it's social media, the news, or the opinions of those around us, it's easy to let external influences take control of how we feel and think. But when we allow ourselves to be flooded by negativity, we invite chaos into our inner world. Protecting your peace means being mindful of what you allow into your mind. It means actively choosing to feed yourself with positivity, with thoughts that build you up rather than tear you down. Protecting your peace requires awareness and intentionality in filtering out the noise that doesn't serve you. A key part of protecting your peace is learning how to let go of things that are out of your control. So often we become anxious, upset, or frustrated over things we cannot change: other people's actions, the state of the world, the past. Letting go of these concerns allows you to release the weight of things that aren't yours to carry. Worrying about things beyond your control only disturbs your peace, keeping you in a constant state of agitation. To protect your peace, you have to recognize that you cannot change the past or control the future. What you can control is your response to the present. Trusting that things will unfold as they are meant to allows you to stay grounded in the moment. Sometimes protecting your peace means taking time for yourself. In the hustle of daily life, it's easy to neglect your own needs. But taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental health is crucial to maintaining peace. Whether it's taking a walk, meditating, reading a book, or simply sitting in silence, making time for moments of rest and reflection helps you recharge and maintain your balance. Self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. When you're at peace with yourself, you're better able to navigate life's challenges with grace and clarity. Protecting your peace also means learning to forgive and release grudges. Holding on to anger, resentment, or bitterness only poisons your peace. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful ways to protect your heart and mind. It doesn't mean excusing the wrongs that have been done to you. It means choosing to let go of the emotional weight of unforgiveness. When you forgive, you stop carrying the burden of someone else's actions. You free yourself from the chains of resentment, which allows you to experience peace in your heart once again. Forgiveness is not just a gift to the person who hurt you, it's a gift to yourself, freeing you to live without the heaviness of unresolved anger. Part of protecting your peace is also about being selective with the people you allow into your inner circle. The energy of the people you surround yourself with has a profound effect on your peace. If you constantly find yourself drained or stressed by the people in your life, it may be time to reevaluate who you spend time with. Choose to be around people who uplift you, encourage you, and support your growth. Healthy relationships are ones that nurture your spirit and help you stay centered. Toxic relationships, on the other hand, can be incredibly disruptive to your peace. Protecting your peace means being intentional about the company you keep and having the courage to distance yourself from people who bring negativity into your life. Another essential element of protecting your peace is practicing acceptance and gratitude. Sometimes our peace is disturbed by unmet expectations or the frustration of things not going according to plan. When we can't control the outcome, the key is learning to accept what is trusting that the journey, even if it's difficult, is part of a larger purpose. Acceptance allows you to let go of resistance, and gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. By cultivating an attitude of gratitude, you can maintain peace, even in challenging situations, because you start to see the blessings amidst the struggle. Acceptance and gratitude help you stay grounded no matter what's happening around you. Finally, protecting your peace requires commitment to your own emotional well-being. This means making a conscious decision every day to prioritize peace, even when circumstances try to steal it away. It involves being proactive and taking steps to maintain emotional balance and practicing strategies for stress management and relaxation. Whether it's through prayer, meditation, breathing exercises, or simply taking a moment of stillness, your peace is something you must guard and protect regularly. In a world full of distractions and disruptions, it's easy to let your peace slip away without realizing it. But by intentionally protecting your peace, you create a space where you can flourish, grow in. When someone hurts you, it's easy to get fixated on their actions, their words, and how much they've wronged you. But the most empowering thing you can do in such moments is to turn your focus inward toward your own growth and healing. Your healing journey is personal. And it's essential that you prioritize your well-being, not just for the sake of moving on from the hurt, but for the sake of becoming the person you're meant to be. Healing starts with you, and that's where your energy should be directed, not towards seeking revenge or replaying the pain over and over again. Focusing on your growth and healing begins with acknowledging your pain. It's easy to push hurt aside or pretend it doesn't affect us, but doing so only prolongs the healing process. When we allow ourselves to truly feel what we're going through, whether it's sadness, disappointment, or anger, we create space for healing to take place. Avoiding or suppressing those emotions doesn't help, it just buries them deep within, making it harder to move forward. By acknowledging the pain, you give yourself permission to heal at your own pace without guilt or shame. After acknowledging the hurt, the next step is to forgive yourself. Many people overlook this part of healing. When we're hurt by others, it's easy to internalize that hurt and blame ourselves. You might feel that you should have known better or that you allowed the person to mistreat you. But part of healing is recognizing that you are not responsible for the actions of others. You are only responsible for how you respond. Forgiving yourself is crucial because it removes the burden of self-blame and helps you move forward with self-compassion. It allows you to see yourself not as a victim of circumstances, but as someone who is capable of overcoming challenges and growing stronger because of them. Once you've acknowledged the pain and forgiven yourself, the next step is to invest in your emotional health. This means taking proactive steps to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Whether it's through therapy, journaling, meditation, or simply taking time for self-care, you need to create a safe and nurturing environment for yourself. This is your time to rebuild and restore what was broken. Focus on things that bring you peace, joy, and a sense of purpose. It could be reconnecting with your passions, spending time with loved ones who uplift you, or engaging in activities that foster a sense of fulfillment. Your healing process is about creating balance and cultivating the well-being that will allow you to thrive regardless of the hurt you've experienced. Part of your growth and healing involves letting go of resentment and bitterness. While it's natural to feel upset when someone wrongs you, holding on to negative emotions like resentment only keeps you tethered to the pain. Resentment doesn't hurt the other person, it hurts you. It traps you in a cycle of negative thinking and prevents you from moving forward. Letting go of resentment frees you from the emotional weight of past offenses. It allows you to release the negative energy that keeps you stuck so you can focus on living fully in the present and growing toward a brighter future. Healing often requires making the choice to let go of the past and embrace the possibilities of the future. Another key aspect of growth and healing is learning the lessons in the pain. Every challenge, every hurt, and every difficult situation has the potential to teach us something valuable about ourselves. When you focus on growth, you stop viewing pain as something to be avoided and start seeing it as a catalyst for change. What can you learn from what you've experienced? Have you discovered strength you didn't know you had? Have you learned more about your boundaries, your values, and your needs? Growth comes from reflecting on the experience and taking the lessons that will help you evolve into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Pain has the power to refine you if you're willing to learn from it and allow it to shape you for the better. As you heal, it's important to surround yourself with positive influences. Healing doesn't happen in isolation. The people you spend time with play a significant role in your emotional recovery. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, who build you up, and who support your journey toward growth. Seek out relationships that nurture your soul and bring positivity into your life. Healthy relationships are those that challenge you to be your best self, offer kindness and understanding, and celebrate your progress. As you heal and grow, the energy of those around you will either support or hinder your progress. Choose to be around people who contribute to your growth and who help you see your potential. Growth and healing also involve embracing the future with hope. Often when we're hurt, it's easy to lose faith in what lies ahead. The pain can cloud our vision, making us feel as though the future holds more hurt, disappointment, or failure. But true healing requires that we let go of those fears and choose to believe in the possibility of a brighter tomorrow. Even if the future feels uncertain, remember that every day offers new opportunities for healing and growth. Your past does not have to define your future. Choosing to trust in your ability to heal and move forward is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. Finally, embracing the process of healing means giving yourself grace and patience. Healing takes time. You won't wake up one day and find that all the pain is gone. It's a gradual journey that requires patience, self-compassion, and trust. Allow yourself to heal at your own pace. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you feel like you're back at square one, but this doesn't mean you haven't made progress. Healing is not linear, and each step forward, no matter how small, is significant. Give yourself permission to heal in your own time, and don't compare your progress to anyone else's. You are unique, and your journey to healing is your own.